What's up, TikTok? This weekend's project has been to fix the wiper on my p1s. I've had constant poops occurring with multicolored prints, and I'm sick and tired of it. Here's what I had installed, and this is going to be our new guy we're going with. This is up on MakerWorld. It is by, I believe it is pronounced Stein. Regardless, check him out. He has some pretty in-depth stuff, more than just this wiper. Highly recommend. I'm going to give him a boost here after I get this wiper installed, but let's check this out. First step, grab at least 1/16. I'm going to use 5/64 drill bit. Make sure your plate's all the way down. Move your print head over, possibly to the, I'd say, front left. And we're going to be using this spot right here. Next step is grab your template that he gives you, the tool to line up the holes that you have to pre-drill back in that spot. Should look something like this. We'll get it there as flush as you can. If you have a small enough clamp, this would be a good time to use it. You could clamp it right there on the back side here. I don't have a small enough clamp, so I'm just using tape, making sure that's nice and snug, as this is going to be your guide to go through and drill your holes with the 5/64 or the 1/16 bit. For the next step, you're going to want to switch your bit from the 1/16 or 5/64 to a 3/32. This is what I'm doing mine on next, just to make these holes slightly bigger, and then we can get that back plate on and the screws in and this wiper mounted. Alright, there we go. Those are the holes after using the bigger bit. When doing the back plate, just do the middle screw first, because then you're going to put the wiper on and put on the last two screws. I do recommend pushing the screws in, doing a little bit of like you're putting them on, just to open up the holes, so when you do have the wiper that you're going to screw on, it goes in a little bit easier, as these are very snug. So like that, a little bit of that action, then we're going to take those out. If you haven't already, make sure you put your wiper, this is the A1 full, don't do a mini, onto your wiper piece here. And now we're going to get those last two screws in. It's in. One thing I would recommend when you're putting these two screws on, take your finger in the back and hold that back plate, right? Kind of do a pinch here while you're putting them in. Just make sure that back plate doesn't move on you for the other side of the hole, whichever one you're doing first. I'm also going to leave off my other flap cleaner right here for now. If this is your first time, like me, going through and making sure your X and Y axis are correct, you need to run this X axis and Y axis checker. This requires you to put these two files on your micro SD card, put them in your p1s, and you'll get further instructions there, or options to run some G-code that's given to do some checks and making sure there is no your print head off, that sort. So we got to run this first. Now that the SD card is inserted, if you go over to your folder, you'll see the G-code he's got on here locally. Depending on the height that you set here for this wiper, because he does have other ones that sit a little bit, like here, I did as close as I can, right? He's got a few that sit a little bit higher. It kind of depends on how you do your Z-top distance. So I'm going to be going through and running here the Y-axis and X-axis as first two, right? I'm doing 0.00 millimeters. All right, that check went pretty quick. I don't know if it's fully done yet, but it lined up there pretty well. Yep, and now it's done. Okay, so that's finished. We'll go over back here and we'll go to do the X-axis. Nice. I think it's lined up. That's what it's, checking for, right? Making sure the white plate didn't knock anything off is the whole point of us doing those checks. All right, so you've got the wiper installed, and now our next steps. So in the download, he will give you a file here that goes and gives you all the details. So what we want to do now is open up Bamboo Studio, preferably set up a new just blank plate. Make sure you have your P1s selected, and we're going to go through and hit this little cube box here. We're going to navigate over to the download files, and once we have these up, I'm going to go with his June. He has one for the P1s, and he also has one for the X1. So we'll open up the P1s for the 0.4 nozzle. 3mm, that's okay. And then we go up here to the top left. Yep, so you hover over your printer, and then there's a little edit box here. And you go ahead and click Edit Preset. And you'll notice we've got orange things here, right? Because that file went ahead and put in the G-code on the back end automatically. So we're going to go through and save this and go ahead and name it whatever makes sense that's relevant to you, so you can identify this. Now the tester ran. We have the preset saved here in the printer by doing that previous step. Over in the Notes tab, there is a single line here that can be added called Shoot Tapping Medium. This is going to be what I choose. There's a couple different, like a soft and a hard that you can do, but beware. I'm doing this because I do PET G, and I'm going to do some testing and see how that works. So to actually put these wipes into place, there is a 3MF right that he gives you, and on the preview, this is where you can right click and add template, which is going to add this custom code, and we're going to run ourselves a quick test here. If you go to the line type and check the travel box too before you start this test print, you can see the lines and where this is going to go through and do its wiping, right? Which is on that new wiper. Doing its first color change. Oh yeah! Yep. It just did it. I caught it right between it because it flicked real quick. Alright. I like that. I was like wondering, do I need to put that little guy back over there by the chute when it goes and hits first? Or is this over here going to be enough? Ugh. And I think that just answered my question.